Hello, welcome everyone to my video. This is titled The Story of Sanskritam, the facts that you don't know before or you're not aware of. Now, Sanskrit is an ancient Indian language which is used in rituals and religious texts. This has been found in our ancient Indian manuscripts also. Now, when I was a child of just 10 years old, I was introduced to Sanskrit in my school. I had to get up early in the morning and I had to memorize my slokas, but it was only for the intention of passing the exam, and afterwards I forgot all about it. But now, as an adult, when I have researched into this beautiful language which has a perfect grammar, I am mesmerized. So let me tell you the story of Sanskritam. Now, Sanskritam that we know today has given birth to 1700 plus Indian languages and is a mother of most of the Indian languages that we know today. Now, do you know Sanskrit has given birth to binary number system, that is 0 and 1, which is used in modern day computronics. Now, according to the continental drift theory, the continents of the world were one big mass. But later on they drifted, and with that drift, the human evolution also changed. But the essence of mankind, their language, also had certain common features. So the ancient language, which is a Proto-Indo-European language, which is about 4,500 to 2,000 years before Christ, is supposed to be the origin of all the languages of the world. Now, for example, the word mother in English is derived from Proto-Indo-European language as Mether and Matri in Sanskrit or Mata in Old Persian. So there is a root language which is common in most of the languages of the world. Now, Sanskrit has given rise to risen to Indian languages like Assami, Bengali, and other languages also. The languages of the world which are very close to Sanskrit are the ancient Avastham of ancient Persia, ancient Greek, the Latin as written in Old Italy, and Lithuanian and Baltic languages. From the Proto-Indo-European language in India, two languages developed. One was Tamil, another was Vedic Sanskrit. Vedic Sanskrit later on gave birth to classical Sanskrit, which was spoken by the people. The Tamil mixed with classical Sanskrit gave rise to three southern Indian languages, which are Kannada, Telugu and Malayalam. Now, these are still written and spoken today. In the other parts of India, that is northern, eastern and western parts of India, the classical Sanskrit language gave rise to Prakrits, and that is what gave rise to the modern Indian languages like Hindi, Bengali, Assami, Odia, Gujarati, Punjabi, and so on and so forth. So, this is the only place in the world, in India, we have unity in diversity. We have so many beautiful languages, all originating from one root language, that is Sanskrit. Now, Sanskrit is actually Sanskritam. Now, this is a result of Panini, the ancient saint who wrote the Ashta-ayadhyay. Now, this is the world's oldest thesis. This is about 2,600 years old, and it tells about how perfect the grammar of Sanskrit is. It is said in myths, don't know how true it is, but still it is said that Lord Shiva, when he was doing a cosmic dance, and you can see from my painting, Lord Shiva is dancing and he has a damaru in his hand. So he made 14 different sounds with his damaru, and those 14 different sounds led to the birth of Shiva Sutras or the principles. These Shiva Sutras are nothing but the sounds that we human beings make from all the organs of our body, whether it's the mouth, the nasal passage, the nose, the larynx, pharynx, the lungs, diaphragm, and so on. So these organ orchestra together and produce these 14 different sounds, which are phonics. And by the mixing of these phonics, the alphabets have been given birth to. So, the Shiva Sutras gave birth to, in India, the 4 different Vedas or the Vedams. They are the Rig Vedam, the Atharva Vedam, the Yajur Vedam, and the Shama Vedam. And there were 6 Vedanganas. The Vedanganas were Shiksha, that is study of phonetics; Nirukta, the study of entomology; and Vyakrama, the study of grammar; Chandas, the study of rhythm; Kalpa, the study of rituals; and Jyotishya, the study of astrology. There were 4 Upavedas: Ayurveda, that is Ayurveda, study of medicines and life sciences; Gandharva is a study of music, dance, art that I follow; and Artha Dhanurveda, the study of archery and valor; and Artha Shastra, that is the study of business studies and commerce. So all these knowledge together, the Vedas, the Vedanganas, and the Upavedas are what is the ancient Indian knowledge, which are called the Shrutis. And these Shrutis are written in the language of Sanskrit. Sanskritam, as we know today, is a work of 4 different gurus. The first guru I've already mentioned is Panini. He wrote Ashta Adhyay. The second guru is the Pingalala, who gave us the rhythm, that is how the Sanskrit slokas are to be recited, like the composition in a music where 7 different notes are composed in a particular rhythm to give a beautiful composition. Then the next guru was Katyayana, who was a mathematician who gave us the knowledge of mensuration and geometric principles. And the last was Patanjali, who has given us yoga and Ayurveda. So you can see India as a birthplace of yoga, Ayurveda, which is much sought out in the world. Now, if I talk about Sanskrit and computation, the binomial number theory, that is 0 and 1, is from Sanskrit. And this forms the basis of all digital world or computronics that we know today. Computronics, a study of mathematics, is a field of mathematics originated from Sanskrit. Now, computational linguistic, that is speech recognition, which is used in Alexa in your home, is also derived from Sanskrit. Now, what happens here is computronics is a field of mathematics is primarily concerned with computing or arranging things in a particular manner, like permutation and combination that we studied in high school. It also talks about statistical physics, about study of atomic behavior. It studies about, in biology, study of chromosomes. In machine learning, to study the exhausted number of possibilities of making a decision, that is 2 raised to power n. Now, computronics is used in DNA sequencing also. The Pascal's triangle was written by Pingalala. Most people don't know, about 2,600 years ago. And from this Meru Prastha, written by Pingalala, Fibonacci, an Italian mathematician, came up with this Fibonacci series of 1, 2, that is number 1 and 2. You add these 2 numbers, you get the third number 3. Add the last 2 numbers, 2 and 3, you get 5. Add 5 and 3, you get 8. You add 8 and 3 you get 11, and so on. So this Fibonacci series is a beautiful series which is actually exhibiting in all the DNA of all the species around the world. Of sunflower grows in this Fibonacci pattern. Cauliflower also grows in this pattern. It's all because of Meru Prastha written by Pingalala 2600 years ago. Now, Sanskrit is such a language where you can write it in a very short form, this is Shruti, or you can write it in a very, combine different words and you can form something called a samdhis. Now, it is said that the recitation of Sanskrit poems or slokas enhances your brain. It has been researched and found out that the brain size of such slokas, of people who recite such slokas on a daily basis, their brain size have increased and they have better cognitive abilities. Isn't that something wonderful? So what was taught in the traditional Indian way of teaching in pathshalas, in gurukuls, under guru, they were taught to recite slokas. They were taught to recite slokas, memorize them, and that method of Shruti led to such good brain development. Thank you so much for listening to this. I will take you through more topics in ancient India study and practices.